Hey, I'm Brian Miller, magician and motivational speaker. If you're a regular subscriber, thanks so much for sticking with me, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. It's Friday, and that means it's time for a Q&A. I don't have a cool intro for the Q&A or anything, so I'm just gonna read the question. When did I become my dad? I can't. Corgis for Life 234 asks, do you remember me? My name is Bianca. I was the one sitting in the front row at your magic show. Bianca, I'm sure I would remember you, but your profile picture is a corgi. Also, I don't know what show you saw me at or where, but thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for finding me here on YouTube, subscribing, and commenting. I really appreciate it. Jeff Wang asks, 1, how old are you now? 2, how old were you when you started magic? I was just 4 or 5 years old when I started magic, a very similar story to most magicians I think you'll find. I started with the same magic kits that everybody did, that you had when you were a kid, and you saw all the little plastic things, the ball and vase, and they put the quarter in the little plastic slot, and you go and a quarter disappears, all that stuff. Okay, this is a 3-part question, and the third part has 2 parts. So this is like question 3.1 from Jeff. How do you learn magic? And then 3.2, do you ever learn new moves or sleights, or are you kind of in a plateau? Those are really good questions. How do I learn magic these days? Predominantly, I still learn magic from books. Call me old-fashioned, but I think that books are the very best way to learn magic. I think all the best stuff is in books, and you also get much more value for your money. For spending $20 or $30 on a book, you get a huge amount of magic, as opposed to $20 or $30 as an online video will buy you about 1 trick. The other advantage to learning magic from books is that you have to imagine what the trick looks like for yourself. So if 10 different magicians all read the exact same description, and it has photos in there, but if 10 different magicians all read the same description of a trick, you'd probably end up with 10 very different looking tricks, because each magician had to imagine what the trick looked like for themselves, which becomes very subjective and very personal. As opposed to learning magic from a video, where you tend to just mimic whatever the magician in the video was doing, and then 10 different people will end up mimicking the exact same performance, and you'll get 10 identical performances. So, books, much better. 3.2, do you ever learn new moves or sleights these days, or are you just in a plateau? Little bit of both. I love learning new moves, new sleights, new tricks. I just don't have as much time as I used to. Magic is my full-time job. It has been for many years now, and so when your passion becomes your business, you tend to focus more on the business end of things. I spend a lot more of my time doing phone calls and emails and doing marketing. I'm on the road so much these days that I'm spending most of my time traveling and in hotels, and then I also do 250 to 300 live events every year. And by live events, I mean some of them are comedy magic shows at colleges, sometimes at high schools. I do corporate magic. I also do youth motivational speaking and corporate keynote speaking. And in addition to that, I'm a magic instructor when I actually have time back home in Connecticut. So I'm doing magic almost every day. When I'm not doing a show or giving a speech or teaching magic or something, I kind of don't really want to think about it. So where I used to spend my free time when I wasn't as busy, when I wasn't as successful, I used to spend that learning new tricks and sleights. I don't as much anymore. I spend that time on my other passions, such as making videos, playing music, or just spending time with Lindsay. So Pete Music asks, were you naturally born with the talent of connecting with people, or did it take years of practice? Pete's referring to the speeches that I give, how to magically connect with anyone. Many of you came over here from my TEDx talk, so you're already familiar with this. But if you met me at a magic show, or you saw my show, or you saw some of my videos, and then you subscribed, you may not be aware that I'm a motivational speaker as well as a magician. My topic is how to make meaningful connections with the people in your life, personally and professionally. Were you naturally born with the talent of connecting with people? No, very much no, and it's a huge part of my live speeches. I talk about my story, but no, I was not born with the natural talent of connecting with people. I learned how to make better and more meaningful connections through trial and error. I learned a lot from Lindsay, actually. Lindsay is a therapist with a psych background. She's also a classic introvert, whereas I'm a classic extrovert. And so we have, I think, learned a lot from each other. In fact, Lindsay was hugely helpful when I was developing my TEDx talk. So I credit her with a lot of the success of that talk.
Hi, I'm Danny Mackey, and I work for Neon Entertainment. I've been booking Brian's Navy tours, and especially the last one over in Asia. Now, Brian, I have a question. If you can go back to any of those countries, which one would you go back to, and why? Hi, I'm Danny Mackey, and I work for Neon Entertainment. I've been booking Brian.
Danny is the agent with Neon that facilitates with Navy Entertainment to make these tours possible. Danny also books me in a huge amount of college campuses all across the country. So if you're from a college campus and you're looking to bring me in, check the description below for Danny's information. You can get in touch with him. I would love to come out and see you guys. My favorite country from the Asia tour was Japan. I think it was Japan. I hesitated for a second because for a second I wasn't sure if I wanted to say Japan or Korea. Korea was amazing. That marine park that I went to, the solar tower and all that. I wish I had had a week in Korea because it was really a wonderful place. I spent a week in Japan across 5 locations. I was in Yokosuka, Atsugi, and Tokyo on mainland Japan, and then I was in Nagasaki and Okinawa. And so Japan was just, there were so many different kinds of things in Japan to see. The culture, getting to eat real food in Japan for a week was, oh God, take me back. I mean, I had sushi in Yokosuka, I had ramen, real ramen in Atsugi, which is nothing like the cheap college crap that we know in the States. It was phenomenal. I had tempura, I ate so many amazing things. And then the culture, everybody was like, they were so nice and polite and kind, almost to a fault, and it was safe. Really, everything about Japan was I called Lindsay on day 2 of the tour. I said, just pack your bags, we're moving here. I'm not coming home. I came home. Anyway, that's it for this week's Q&A. Thanks so much for sending in questions. You can send in questions anytime in the comments section below on YouTube or in any of the comments on my Facebook fan page, my Instagram. Always remember, our world is a shared experience. And I'll catch you guys next time. Hey, I'm Brian Miller. If you're a new subscriber, thanks so much.
Booking Brian.
Autoplay.